Hello everybody, this is St. Charles. It is Sunday, the 20th of April 2025. Going to start with silver. I'm on the daily chart here, and I'm going just to flip over to the hourly chart, which I don't normally do. But for me, this is what I am seeing. I think this, we called this the red box reversal zone down here, which was correct call. We had a bounce to the upside, so we had 1, 2, 3. I'm seeing that as a wave 4, and I think we're going to see a wave 5 to the upside during the start of next week. So I think there's a bit more upside, and then I think we're going to get a bit of a corrective move again. So probably 1, 2, 3, and then hopefully we'll get another move to the upside. And if I flip to the daily chart back again and get rid of those little drawings, and for me, all we need to do here is break this sort of 35, break and hold above 38.9 will bring us up to this active blue box target, which I gave a long while back of $36, all the way up to 41, just over $41, isn't it? So as you can see there, that red box zone was the correct call. That's where we said we were going to think, we were expected the bulls to step in. We did, and we've seen a move to the upside. I'm expecting that sort of to continue. I think we'll have a bit more upside at the beginning of the week, probably a little bit of a downside, and then hopefully we'll start another wave to the upside and smash those prior highs. So let's see how that one plays out. Next we're going to do is gold, and this one here is one which we called correctly, but I'm going to switch to the weekly chart if I can just do that. And for me here, it's just a run up to there. You know, I think we're going to be heading up to this blue box zone here at 3,653, and the box is all the way up to sort of 5,000 level, isn't it? But I think it's quite a clear sort of structure there. There's a 1, 2. This is our 3, which isn't over yet, so we might get towards the bottom of that box next week, and we've got a 4 and a 5 yet to come. So it's still looking really strong. Gold, you know, been a great call for us. You know, every week, as you can see there, we've got a blue candle on the weekly chart. So there's been winning trades. So absolutely brilliant. And for me, more bullish. I think there's more upside during next week, so fingers crossed. Next one I'm going to do is the DXY, sorry, and this one here, I just flip to the daily, get rid of that. And for me, I'm expecting more weakness in the dollar. I think this is an active target down here, so I'm expecting the DXY to be trading all the way down to sort of 95.073, all the way down to 90.978. And with that, I'm going to flip straight over to the US dollar JPY, which we've been calling absolutely spot on, haven't we? I'll just get the right one. Put a new one in there, haven't they? But so for me, if I flip to the weekly chart, you see I've been calling that since 3 weeks ago, I think, and so that's 149. We're all the way down to 142. Last week, if you'd have taken that trade at 143.9, that was a lot of pips. The week before was even more pips, but I'm expecting this low here to be broken at 139.6, and I think we're going to see us trading down into this blue box zone here at 136.415 down to 130.28 and possibly even lower, but we shall see how that one plays out. But for me, I think the only play on the US dollar GPY is a sell, so that's what we hope for next week. Going to flip to the US dollar CAD, and that's one I said, you know, it's in a blue box reversal zone. Switch to the daily, and you know, we might see a bit of upside there, but you know, I think that overall the dollars, we're going to see much more weakness in the dollar over the coming few weeks. So for me, that might be a sort of a bull trap, and you know, we could see trading sort of down towards the bottom of that box there at 1.35 before we see any sort of correction to the upside. But it's worth just having a look at it, isn't it? The next one I'm going to do is the euro US dollar. And this one here is another great call of ours. We said last week we're expecting more upside. And indeed we did, and this is on the weekly chart, and for me, I'm still expecting more upside. This is, to me, is an active target up here, so 1.18324 up to 1.22813, and I think that's where the euro US dollar is going to be heading. I think there's more upside next week, but see how that one plays out. Next one I'm going to do is a Great British Pound US dollar, because these are all part of the DXY, and you know, we said last week that we were expecting more upside, and indeed we got lots, didn't we? You know, an awful lot. So it's currently trading at $1.329 or pounds, and for me, I think that we're going to break this prior high here at sort of 134, and I think it's going to take it to sort of 140, something like that. Probably even higher, probably I think 147 I had, which it sounds crazy, doesn't it? But wait for that to play out. But unfortunately, the chart hasn't saved my box, which is great. I wonder, it's on the weekly, isn't it? Oh, it's on the daily. Yeah, there we go. So that's better. But yeah, you can see. So we called that in the blue box reversal zone down there. I think we might see a bit of a corrective move play out during the course of the start of the week, but then hopefully we're going to resume our upward trend, smash this 134 level, and then hopefully we'll be heading up to 1.47 or 148 to 155, which would be tremendous, won't it? I mean, the cost of everything for the UK is going to be coming down, oil, gas, everything. It's going to be fantastic news. Next we're going to do is crude light, and this one here is one where we gave that blue box reversal zone at $60 spot 2, and indeed that was correct call, and we've had a bit of an upside. I'm going to flip to the hourly again, which I don't normally do here on these podcasts, but I think we're going to see trading up here. I think we're going to see trading up to the 67 spot 09 to 69 spot 32, where we're going to see a corrective move. But where it goes from there, well, who knows? But I think we're definitely going to see a bit of downside from that blue box there. But overall, I'm still pretty bearish on oil, but I think we get a bit more upside before then we see some downside. There we go. And leading on that, I'm going to do the Great British Pound 10-year government bonds, and this one here, I was asked to cover this off. Where do I think that's going? Well, personally speaking, I think we're going to see a break down here of this 4.382, which should bring us into this red box zone here, 4.27 down to 4.125. But overall, I think that, over the longer term, I think we're going to see these bonds come down to sort of 3.61 level down to 3.258. So I think there's going to be more downside in those bonds over the coming weeks and months. And heading on from that, I'm going to do the US dollar, US government bonds, 10 years. I'm only doing 10 years. I don't do more than that. But for me here, I'm expecting a bit more downside. Obviously, it sort of had a bit of upside, didn't it? We had a bit of a sell-off with the Trump trade wars, and then it went up again. Obviously, somebody was selling. But I think that overall, this is quite bearish, and I'm expecting this red box to come into play at 3.401 down to 3.018 over the coming weeks and months. So that is the US 10-year bonds. Next we're going to do is copper, and this is the one where we gave that red box down here, which it sort of hit that much quicker than I was expecting at $4.16, and as you see here, trading right down to it, and we've had a bounce to the upside. And for me, I think that there's going to be a bit more upside hopefully over the coming week, and we need to sort of break this $4, and that should then take us up to this blue box, which is an active target at $6.18 all the way up to $7, and who knows, maybe higher, but we shall see how that one plays out. Next one I'm going to do is the Nasdaq, and we're getting close to me finishing for the day, and for me this one here, I don't normally use trend lines, but I think that's pretty clear, isn't it? I think we need to break that trend line to sort of ignite a bit more interest. But I think that the bulls are going to come. I think that the state of the markets, I think we're going to have another leg up or something like that at some stage. But for me, I want to see a clear break of that trend line there and see where we go from there. Next one I'm going to do is the FTSE 100, and it's going to be my last one for the day. And I've just lost my chart over there as well, it doesn't matter. But I see whether I did anything on the hourly. No, I didn't. There we go. But for me, I want to see a breakout of that blue box there at 8,311. But what I did say that I was probably expecting more downside, which I think that the fear of that is sort of gone. But I think we'll say wave one. We hopefully might get a bit more upside, and then get a bit of downside, bit of choppiness, and then hopefully we can go and break this high here at 8,915, which would then bring us up to that blue box target, which for me is an active target at 9,357 all the way up to 10,572. Hopefully a trade sort of deal with the US, something like that might spark it off. Who knows? Anyway, that's me for today. Happy Easter, everybody. See you again soon.